It is 5:53 a.m. in June 19th, and today is Wednesday. We're on our way to Starbucks. We're going to be getting $5.29 for 3.1 miles. Let's go to Starbucks. I put out my first rapid fire video. It's a condensed version of my long form videos that sort of just highlight all the deliveries, all the pickups and the drop-offs. And yeah, I just thought I'd test it out, see what it would be like for people that want to watch my videos but always are intimidated by how long they are, or they just don't have the time to watch them. So, and I thought I would put them out the same day, and they would kind of act almost like a sneak preview of the next day's video, which would be the regular length version of the video. So we'll see how that goes. You know, it's extra work for myself, of course, but I don't know. I thought it might be worthwhile to do it and see if people are interested or not. And I'll probably do it for the next 30 days, and then just see what happens. Try to stay committed to it and see if there's any traction. See if there's anybody interested in enjoying that type of format. I did get some positive and negative feedback from people, so I'm getting mixed reviews. So, but I was expecting that, because there are people who are so used to the long videos, and that's all they want to see is the long videos. So, and then people who want the short videos, I don't even think they watch my channel. So I've got to attract that segment of viewers to see if they're interested. Well, we're here at Starbucks. Let's go get it. We had to wait for that one, but we got it, everybody. Let's secure it and go. Yep, there was only 2 people in there, and we had to wait. And we don't like it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes they just don't have the manpower to get stuff done very quickly, or I don't know, or they don't care. I don't know. You could never tell why it's taking so long for an order, because, you know, they have mobile orders that they're working on. So those orders are coming in from people using the app that aren't physically there. Then they have a drive-through, so you can't see that. And then, of course, they have
turn right on Carnegie Street.
They have a certain number of people that are, you know, working that day. So I think I only saw like 2 people. I think I only saw like 2 people in there, so working. So I just try to just hang out. But it's the one Starbucks out of all the Starbucks I go to, and it just has to be the one I go to the most often. It's the one Starbucks where it always feels so awkward to get anybody's attention and tell them that you're there for a pickup. And I don't know why that is, why they don't immediately acknowledge you when you're standing there. All the other ones I go to in the area, the moment you walk in the door, they greet you and they immediately respond to you when you say you're from DoorDash or UberEats, and you give them the name and they tell you something. This one, they completely ignore you. I think it's because there are machines that are close to the counter, and they're like making drinks. I guess the space is smaller, and so the area where they're making the drinks, it looks like they should be giving the customers attention to help them. But no, they're just standing there near the counter doing something with the machine while they're working, and then they're keeping their eyes down and not making any sort of eye contact with you while they're doing the whole process. So that's probably what it is. And I just wish the one I went to the most wasn't this particular location, because I think it's my least favorite of all the Starbucks locations I have to go to. And since I always work the mornings, I go to Starbucks pretty much every single day. I've got to deal with that situation. So I don't know, hopefully someday they remodel it or they change it, like how McDonald's did. McDonald's have a completely separate counter that you walk up to that's just for UberEats and DoorDash. It's like a mobile order pickup window, and it's separate from the rest of the customers. And they've been remodeling all the McDonald's all over town with that system, so that way delivery drivers don't get confused with regular customers, and we get faster service. So fingers crossed. I hope they do that with the Starbucks. Up on the gate. Let's see if the gate code works. Alright, we're in. Let's roll on over there. Let's roll on into the community. Let's see what we can find here today. Let's see if we can find the house, drop it off, and move on. So today's a holiday. It's Juneteenth. It's a new holiday where you're honoring the emancipation of the slaves in the United States. So it's a new holiday, and I totally forgot. I was like, why isn't the stock market open? What's happening? I was like, there's no holidays that ever happen in the middle of the week. What's going on? So then I looked up on the internet. I'm like, oh, it's that new holiday, Juneteenth. I'm like, okay, got it. Now I'm not confused. All right, well, we're here at the drop-off. Let's do it. That's all dropped off, so now we got nothing again, and we're just cruising along, headed back to home base. So I hope it's gonna be busy today, but if it's not, we'll just hang out and just relax. So I don't know, just keep on chilling, keep on going. Yeah, so I'm hoping that these videos that are shorter, that there's just another group of people that are going to enjoy watching them. Because I was getting a lot of feedback from people about how long the videos were, and they were, because it was always such a big debate. There was a group of people who were like, I don't have time to watch these videos, they're too long. And then there's a camp of people that are like, I love these videos, I fall asleep watching them, they're so great. So I'm like, well, there's no reason why I can't create two different versions of the video. There's no rule in YouTube that says that's not allowed. Like, oh, you can't use content from another one of your videos to make another video. So I'm like, well, there's no rule that says you can't. So I'm like, okay. And a lot of people, when they make their YouTube shorts, the ones that are less than a minute long, those mobile ones or whatever, like TikTok style, those ones are usually taken from existing content from other videos, and this, just sharply edited so they're real short. So, and I thought about doing those, but those don't have any value to them. Those are like throwaways. I don't like making those TikTok style videos. I find them to be a complete waste of time. It's like you put all this time making them really tight and sharp, and then the revenue that's generated from them, and even the subscribers, they're not loyal. They're just they're just there for the quick consumption. They're there to eat some French fries and they're done. Okay, we're on our way to our next one. We're headed off to Jack in the Box, getting $11.58 for 4.5 miles. Let's go get our Jack in the Box on. Traffic is just super light this morning. I guess most people are just taking the day off, so maybe even a lot of delivery drivers aren't going to be working today. So we may just keep getting a lot of work, and it may be a very busy day. I got all the way back home and I was just chilling out, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's just going to be slow today, and I was going to go work on doing some stuff with my files for my videos and clean some things up. And no, seconds later I got this offer for Jack in the Box. So it looks like it's a strong possibility it's going to be busy, which is a mixed blessing. Maybe I'll just raise my rate up to $2 for every mile, so that way I don't get so much work and I can just chill out at home. Oh, here in the shopping center, where the Jack in the Box is, of course. But there's not just a Jack in the Box in here, is there? No. There's all kinds of places in here. Boy, I hope that front door is open for Jack in the Box. It's 6:17 a.m. and usually the door's not open. Well, let's see. Is there anybody in the drive-thru? I guess I have to first try. I'll go ahead and give it the college try. I'll go ahead and try to open that door. It looks like it's open. Yeah, it looks like it's open. I can see it cracked. I think we're good. Oh, it's going to be so cold in there. All right, let's just do it. Hello, picking up for Eric? All right, well, I'm back in the car again, and apparently multiple people have tried to fulfill this order, and the restaurant can't complete it. UberEats $7.04, 11 miles, no. UberEats $3.08 for 2 miles, no. So I contacted support. UberEats $3.07 for 2 miles, no. So I contacted support, and they said they'll give me $3 for my troubles. But what was unusual is that they didn't cancel the order from their end. They told me to cancel it. So, okay, they're sending me more messages. Just to recap, you reached out because the restaurant could not fulfill the order, blah, 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 and we have successfully canceled for you and added $3 to your account. Your satisfaction. Do you need anything else? No. Thank you. Let's see. And then they're saying something else. Thanks for contacting us. We value blah, 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 blah. Have a great day. End chat. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, Uber support. DoorDash, $6.50 for 7.5 miles. No. So what was different is that they had me cancel it. Normally they cancel it from their end and then they give me the $3. So this was the first time where they told me to cancel it. And then of course there's no option to say that the store canceled the order, and there's no option to say the customer canceled the order. It's just someone else picked up the order, or it's issue not listed. So I told them, I'm going to select issue not listed to cancel the order, and they said okay or whatever. So I don't know. I didn't like that, but maybe from their end they couldn't cancel it because it was not, I don't know. Maybe there was some sort of technical issue that made it so they couldn't cancel it from their end. But whatever. At any rate, we got nothing, and we're headed back to the home base. All right, let's go. The $3 came in, so at least they paid for the miles it cost us, or cost me. I always like to say in the third person. I don't know why. So it looks like they only cost me, they didn't cost me anything because they paid me for the miles. So it's a neutral effect, so we're good. $4.02, Uber Eats, 6 miles, it's gone. It's garbage anyway. Now I'm thinking it's gonna be slow. So maybe it'll be slow now. Although I keep getting stuff that's still coming in, so who knows? Remember, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday it started out super slow, and then it became super busy. So it may be round 2 of the situation where things start out real super slow and then they pick up and get really busy. It's always so hard to know what to do in this job. The things that you have to deal with every day is just crazy. $3 from DoorDash for 3 miles. I don't think so. Get out of here. Yeah, it's just, you have to be very, they already said that 3 other drivers had already come there and tried to get the food, and they keep telling them no. And I guess most drivers don't know to contact support and get that $3. That's the only thing I can think is that most of them. Uber Eats $15.36 for 20.6 miles. No, yeah, most of the drivers out there, maybe they don't want the hassle, or maybe they don't speak good English, and so they struggle with trying to contact support. I don't know. Or they just aren't. They're not aware that they can get it. So anybody out there watching my videos, if you get in a situation where the order needs to be canceled and it has nothing to do with your fault, meaning the restaurant's closed, or the store says that drivers keep coming here and we keep telling them we don't have the order, contact support. They'll give you money. They'll give you $3 if you contact them and let them know that this order is bogus. And they'll close it and they'll stop. It'll also help other drivers, so other drivers won't have to keep getting in their car like I just did and wasting their time to come all the way down there to get nothing. So that's my advice, and that's my tip to you Uber drivers out there who are doing this job. Please contact support and let them know so that we can stop this endless cycle of violence. We're on the next one at 7:14 a.m. We're gonna get $6.30 for 3.7 miles, and we're off to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. Let's get down to Coffee Bean. On the news that the LA County School District is going to ban cell phones starting next year. So I guess kids won't be allowed to bring cell phones to school at all. So that's going to be interesting to see. I'm really curious how they're going to manage to keep kids from sneaking cell phones into school. Because you know how technology is, it's always changing and adapting to whatever situations and whatever the customer base wants. They'll always find sneaky ways to make it possible for students to still do it. So like the technology companies are only on the side of what consumer demand is. So even if they say, okay, we're going to check your bag for phones, you know the phone, the Apple and Samsung and all these people make the phones, they're going to come up with technology that's going to make them so tiny that they'll never find it. Or they'll come in they'll create them where they'll look like other things. They'll make like different objects. They'll make it look like a little book, and then they open it up and it's a cell phone. So I think it's to me, it's impossible. To me, it's like they all recognize that it's affecting behavior it's affecting the student's ability to learn in the classroom. And it's also affecting, bullying in school, because they use social media to bully each other. Because, kids have no respect for anybody. They're just wild animals, basically. And so the idea that they're going to be able to prevent it, I don't know. It doesn't even seem possible, but maybe they're going to come up with some strategy that will at least minimize it, I guess. I don't know. I'm glad I don't go to school in this day and age, because it must be so crazy. Oh, we're here in the district. I don't know how they're going to be able to manage dealing with all those kids and their phones, because those kids are addicted to those phones. They are total phone addicts. So I really don't know how they're going to prevent. I can't even imagine. So we'll see what happens. It's a crazy world. All right, we're here. Let's do it. All right, we got it. All right, it all worked out. We got it. no problems. We're going to be going to a business, Thomas Dermatology, 2.5 miles from here, 6-minute drive. Leave at building reception, and then say it's for this person. Okay, let's go. Well, so far the vibe today is that it's going to be slow today. So that's fine. I could use a slow day. I don't want to overdo it. So I don't mind taking it easy. If it's going to be slow, let it be slow.
Turn left.
I know I get a little cuckoo making videos every day because I don't know. I like doing. I mean, I like doing the whole process every day. I find it to be just fun. It's a fun morning activity.
Turn right.
And I usually finish by lunchtime, by probably around 1 or 2. I finish making anything related to work. So that's a good amount of time. That comes out to like an 8-hour day for me. So from 6 a.m. until about probably till about 1 or 2, and then my day is done. So it's a fun activity. I really do enjoy doing it because it doesn't feel like work. It just kind of feels like, something to do every day to make the day interesting. And I don't know. I like the whole strategic experimentation of not just doing delivery, but just the videos as well. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm a graphic designer. Because when I was doing graphic design full time, I enjoyed doing it until I just got older and realized that it was too demanding of my time, because it was not an 8-hour day. It wasn't a 10-hour day. It would be 12 to 15 hours a day. It was just too many hours to do. And of course, you have to travel. You got to get on planes and go places. And you have to basically be at the beck and call of other people all the time. And after doing that for years and years, you get tired of it. You get tired of being somebody's servant. And so you're just like, I want to do my own thing. And then I did that for a while. I did my own business for a while, doing graphic design. And then I got tired of that because you were still at the beck and call of people, because, you had to meet your client commitments and whatnot. So then I got tired of doing that. I'm like, I don't need to be doing this. I'm getting older now. I don't have to do it no more. And so here I am doing this now. And I find myself still doing graphic design and enjoying the activity of what I've always done, because, it's what I it was my career. So I enjoyed it. So now I've sort of put myself in this situation now, but it's a do it as you want to do it. There's no real pressure. I mean, I get comments from viewers who have their opinions about what to do, but I'm just like, well, whatever. Because it's not necessarily about making tons of money or anything like that. Although I know when people watch these videos, they think, gosh, he's just trying to make all kinds of money, and I'm just doing it because it's just a part of who I am after all these years. It's something to do, and I suppose it comes across like, because I am such a prolific content creator, I'm making my stuff every day, and it's every day I'm just like pounding away on trying to figure out how to do stuff. So it has that appearance like, oh, he's really trying to make a lot of money doing this, and I'm really just trying to do what interests me. I'm at that. You ever watch like in Star Trek, and like nobody makes money in Star Trek, and you wonder, why are these people even doing these jobs? Why are they on these spaceships doing this space exploration and dealing with all this stressful stuff when they're not even getting paid? Because they live in that world in Star Trek where money has no value anymore in Star Trek, and so people just do things that are meaningful to them. And for me, that's partly true, because I'm just like, this is not make or break for me what I'm doing. I'm interested in it, so I'm putting my talents into doing it. So, and it gives me that freedom of not having to be at the beck and call of anybody. And I don't feel like if I stopped doing any of this stuff that it would be like life altering or traumatic to anybody. People would just move on. They'll find something else to do. So yeah, I mean, it just seemed like a perfect fit for me. And then of course, we still live in a capitalist society. So I'm like, well, I want to make some money. $7.26, Uber Eats, 9.8 miles. No. So yeah, I'm just, I'm doing it, but I don't know. I don't have that pressure. I don't feel like I have a lot of pressure on me I mean, that's probably why the videos are so long too, is like, I just put it on as like documentary style in my videos. So I'm just casually documenting the day, and whatever happens, and I just throw it up on YouTube, and people watch it, and those that like the long videos and enjoy watching them can enjoy it, and then those that don't, won't watch them. And that's why I've come up with this other thing. I thought, well, maybe I could make these other type of videos that are shorter, the rapid fire versions, and see if people are interested in those, because they don't take a significant amount of time. I basically just take the long version once it's done, and I just go through it and find all the key moments that make it a complete video. Add a little speed to it, and then I try to find some funny moments. Uber Eats, $7.08, 11 miles. No. Yeah, and then try to find interesting moments in the videos to highlight. And I edit out all these things like I'm doing right now. Where I'm like a windbag. I'm just like talking about just casual stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about doing. So I'm just going to do that for a while. As long as it doesn't take me too much longer to do, it doesn't inconvenience me too much, and just see what happens. And so yeah, that's pretty much going to be the plan for now. Here at this Thomas Dermatology place. Oh, the entrance is over there on the right. Oh, I see it. Okay, let's drop it. Hi for Denny. Thank you. Have a good day. Well, that's all dropped off, and no problems there. I'm trying to turn on all my stuff. All right, I got my DoorDash back on. My Uber Eats is on. And we're going to slowly make our way back to the main base. All right, let's do it. Let's get back to relaxation. Doing research on people who create content on YouTube, and I was trying to find out why people don't continue to make content on YouTube. Because I'm always trying to figure out, like, is it, what makes people create stuff on YouTube and then suddenly decide that they just don't want to do it anymore. And I guess there is some sort of aspect to doing it that there's some upsetting things that can happen when you make content on YouTube that puts people off, and then they decide to give up and they don't want to do it anymore. So I guess part of it is the repetition, maybe. I think the boredom. I think sometimes people feel like it's Groundhog Day doing it, and then the return, the amount of effort that they put into it, they don't feel like they get compensated enough to make it worth their while. I think especially if you're making content where you put a lot of work in your editing and also into your planning of the videos, I think that can really discourage a person from wanting to keep it going, because you realize how many hours you've put into it, and then you think, well, I can just get a regular job and it will pay me way more than this, because this is probably going to be less than minimum wage when you tally out all the hours that you spend producing your product. So I can understand that. And then of course some people, they don't like the feedback that they get from people, that the commentary, that the comments that people get, or the criticism that they get. Some people find that to be depressing to them. It causes them to feel bad about themselves, so they'll just stop doing it for that reason. And then what was the other one that I read that people find? On UberEats, $6.04, 7.8 miles. No. The other thing I saw that people, it was that YouTube itself will change its rules and they'll suddenly demonetize your stuff. So you'll be like doing just fine, and you'll be like, yay, my channel is successful, I'm making money, I'm happy. And all of a sudden YouTube will be like, you're in trouble, you've been reported, and we're gonna demonetize your videos. And so then they lose that revenue, and they that can be very frustrating, I'm sure. But so I think those are the top reasons. Uber Eats, to go to 2 places for $10.25 for 5.1 miles, and it's Pink Box Donuts, and then do some shopping at Albertsons for 7 miles. That is ridiculous. There is no way I'm doing that one. Goodbye. Yeah, so I can see there's different reasons, but then I was just considering all those things myself, so I don't really get bothered by the comments. I know some people think I do, but I really don't. I'm just like, whatever. I mean, if they're offensive, I'll just delete them. I'll remove them. Go, that's offensive. I just remove it. Not that it bothered me. I just feel like it's not appropriate. Like, what you just said is not appropriate. That's going away. So I remove it. But if people just critique me and say whatever, I'm just like, okay. And I just try to take whatever nugget of wisdom I can from that comment and use it. So that doesn't bother me. And then let's see. And then the other one about the amount of time you spend making these videos and the editing. I try to just do things as fast as I can to put them out. And I'm not oh, here comes something good. Starbucks, $6 for 2 miles. We always go to Starbucks. Okay, I accepted it. All right, so we're off to Starbucks next, everybody. Let's head on over to Starbucks. Gosh, I forgot we were talking about something. So yeah, I don't let the comments bother me. And then if YouTube were to demonetize my stuff, I would just try to correct whatever I did wrong so that I could, figure that out. I know a long time ago or a couple of years ago, there was a thing about profanity, that you couldn't use any profanity in your videos or they would get demonetized. I thought, wow, that's pretty bad. I mean, it is so hard in these, especially in videos where you're just like vlogging or whatever, you're just talking about stuff. It's very hard to not have a slip and say something that is a bad word. And then to go through your editing process and remember to catch it. Oh, that's very difficult, especially if a video is really long. It's really hard to watch it and mute out that moment where you're saying something that's not appropriate. So yeah, I'm just glad they finally resolved that whole thing, and now they gave us official guidance on what we can and can't do as far as bad language in our videos. So it's all good. So I'm not worried about that. And then I always try to make sure I don't have any kind of music in my videos, because I know that music is copywritten. So at some point YouTube will be like, your video has been flagged because of the music that you put in it, and that music, you don't own it. So I make sure I don't put any music in my videos for that reason, even ones they say is royalty free, because at any point they can change their mind and suddenly what was allowed wasn't. I had that problem with my images. There was a time where it was allowed to use the keyword Polaroid in my images, because I would do kind of some artwork that had some images that looked like they were Polaroid pictures. The ones that, the little ones, you shake them. I had artwork that looked like those pieces of photos. They looked like a Polaroid picture, so that people could stick their pictures in there and make their, it was like a template, so they could make their regular pictures look like an old-fashioned Polaroid picture in that graphic. Well, I guess some company bought the trademark for Polaroid, and they were suing the image company, saying you can't have the keyword Polaroid in your keywords anymore because they own the rights to that. So I got a notification that some of my artwork that had that keyword Polaroid had to be removed from the site, and we're no longer going to be able to be sold for royalty income. So see how things can just change. Something can go suddenly, it's not an issue and not copywritten and not a problem, to suddenly it totally is copywritten and you can't do it anymore. So I'm not putting no music in my videos. It's just me. No one can say that my talking is copywritten, so I just talk away like it's just a talk show. And that's all we're gonna do for now. Oh, we're back here again. You know where we are. We're back at the coffee for Starbucks. That's all we do. We should call this the coffee channel. All we do all day long is pick up the coffee and drop it off and rinse and repeat over and over again. I'm parking over here. I don't want to be near that person that's in their car. All right, let's go and get it. Yeah, another one. Yep. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. It was ready, and the lady recognized me. She's like, "Oh, you're back again?" I'm like, "Yep." All right, well, let's see here. Looks like we're headed to an apartment, I think. And let's see where it is. It is 6 minutes from here, 2 miles. And where the heck are they having me go? Okay, they're having me go that way. Okay, let's get going. Oh my gosh, there was the cutest Labrador. You totally missed it. He had goggles on. The owner put goggles on the Labrador Retriever because the Labrador likes to hang out outside of the window, and the goggles protect the dog's eyes from getting, any kind of infection, any irritants from flying in. When you're driving in the car and your dog likes to hang outside the window, sometimes debris will get in the dog's eyes, and then later on the dog will get an eye infection. That happened to my Labrador when I used to have a Labrador. He got an eye infection because he loved to, we would ride around in the car and then he'd hang outside the window, and then something would happen and stuff would get embedded in his eye, and then it would get an infection. But the dog was, dogs, they're not so bright, so they don't know what they're doing. They're just happy to hang outside the window. But that was the first time I've ever seen a dog that was willing to wear goggles. It was very cool. Well, I'm looking at the map and it doesn't look like it's going to be a house. It's either going to be a hotel or it's going to be a business. Just based on what I can tell on the map, there are no houses in that particular spot that I see in the drop-off area. So stay tuned. We'll see where we end up. I read about something else that people do on YouTube that causes people to stop making videos. Apparently, anytime a content creator has a certain amount of success, people will become envious of it and will purposely try to sabotage the content creator so that he'll stop making videos. I thought, wow, that is so interesting. That there's actually people who feel like other content creators are hindering them from their success. So they'll try to psychologically ruin the potential of another content creator. That is so interesting. Now, I know there are people, there are situations where people will feel like they're being plagiarized. I know that. I've heard that, and that's even common in other arenas on the internet. As far as even creating artwork and stuff online, that's very, very common. And so there's but I always thought that everybody just did their own thing, and it was just like it was one of those situations where people liked what they liked for whatever reason. But now that I think about it, the two industries are very similar. The only thing that isn't similar is that there's not that cloak of anonymity that creating artwork gives you, because you're just putting your artwork out there. You're not putting your face on it, so nobody sees what you are. Nobody sees your personality. No one sees your physical presence on video like you do on YouTube. So I can totally see how that could come about. How people could really get PO'd about somebody stealing their style, or they see they're stealing whatever it is. Oh, am I turning here? Yeah, I'm turning here. All right, let me flip the camera. All right, well, here we are. I think it's this hotel. It looks like it's this hotel. I wish they would have put the name of the hotel so we would know. All I have is it says room number. Yep, it's the hotel. Okay, now we know. I didn't see the word room. It says room, and then it says the number. So we're going to be going to a hotel here on the right. And we've been here before because we always work this area. So anywhere we go, we have pretty much been there just about every single time. So yeah, we're coming up here. Oh, I can't pull into the underpass because there's a guy there waiting for an Uber, and he's gonna think I'm an Uber driver. So let me just park over here where it is acceptable to park. Oh, I gotta park a little bit more over here. Okay, let's park it and let's start walking and make our way up the elevator. well, that took a while. You can see it was a long walk to get to that hotel room. And then while I was in there, I got an offer to go to Roberto's to pick up some food. And I'll tell you what it is in a second here. Where is it? Where am I? Uh-oh, I just messed up my app. 1 second. I'm a little bit discombobulated. $6.03 for 3.5 miles, Roberto's Taco Shop. Let's head on over to Roberto's. All right, everybody, we're in the shopping center. We're in the fabulous Smith's Market Shopping Center, home of Munchbox and Stefano's Greek Mediterranean Grill, as well as Baskin Robbins and Subway. And also the infamous Winchell's Pub and Grill that nobody ever goes to that I know of because their food is terrible. Yup. And now we're pulling into fabulous Roberto's, home of the best food on earth. All right, let's go and get it. All right, it's ready to go. Let's hope they didn't ask for salsa. They actually did not ask for salsa. I'm in shock. That's what they normally always ask. Now, this is what I do. I take my red bag, see my red bag, and I put it on top of the order. And that insulates it because it's inside of a very thick box that has all kinds of padding below. And then with the insulation above, it creates a seal on the food to keep it warm. Isn't that a great idea that I had? I have to say, I'm very proud of myself when I came up with that solution for keeping the food warm, especially in the winter time. And it's very fast and convenient to easily just pop the bags on and off of the order when they're sitting in that box. So it works out really, really well. Very happy about that. Did I happen to mention to you where we're going? I bet you I didn't. I mean, look, we're going to be going 6 minutes from here, 2.7 miles. It's a house and it's a leave at the door. Let's go. I think it's weird that there's a heat dome on the northeast coast, and it's causing in tremendously high temperatures, like all the way up in Maine. It's like they broke a record. It was like 90 degrees, I think, which is the hottest it had ever been on that day. And over here in Vegas, where you think it'd be boiling hot, the current temperature is 78 degrees. Isn't that bizarre? The weather is really weird right now. It's like, why is it suddenly so comfortable here in Vegas, where you would think it'd be boiling hot, and up in Maine, where you would think it would be nice and cool, is boiling hot? Boy, the weather is really weird right now. I hope in the future they're able to solve somehow this whole climate issue. I don't think there's a solution, though. I don't think we're technologically advanced enough to figure out a way. I mean, unless they're able to come up with an unlimited energy source. What's that thing called? Cold fusion? Or there was something else. If they can find out a way to use technology to make it where we can create energy without polluting the atmosphere, then we'll be set. And then the atmosphere will calm down and temperatures will get back to normal. But I don't know if in my lifetime I'm going to ever see that. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of horrific weather events that are going to occur in our lifetime, and we're just going to have to do the best we can. I've been worried about sinkholes. I've been worried that one of these days is going to be a sinkhole that's going to form, and my house is going to just fall right into the sinkhole. But there's nothing you can do. You just have to just hope, just do the best you can. When I lived in LA, I used to worry that there's going to be the big one, the big earthquake, and it was going to knock everything down. So it's always something. no matter where you live, it's always going to be something. You just got to do the best you can, people. That's what we're all doing. We're all trying to stay alive. We're trying to do the best we can. This person's food we're delivering, they ordered just one burrito. I'm trying to think, okay, let's say this burrito, if you drove from your house to Roberto's and said I want one burrito, the burrito would cost, let's say you bought the nicest burrito they had. It can't be any more than, the max would be $15. Would be the most you would pay for a Roberto's burrito. And that's like that would be like with the carne asada, and it's like a chimichanga and they deep fry it. It would be all that, all the fixings, which this one isn't, because it's light as a feather. So I can't imagine paying whatever they're paying for me to bring this to them, because they're giving me $6 and change to bring it to them. Then they're paying the service fee or whatever. They're paying all these the fees, and then Roberto's marks up the cost of the burrito higher than it normally does, because it wants to compensate for the fees that they have to pay UberEats to have the Uber delivery service at their restaurant. So I really don't understand why people don't just get it themselves, or why don't they just buy, the ingredients that they would need to make this burrito and just make it at home. I mean, to me, a burrito is a burrito. If I have all the ingredients, I'll just make it myself. A burrito is not that hard to make. I'm sorry. Oh, we're here in the neighborhood. All right, we're here in the neighborhood, and the sun is in your eyes every single time. All right, it's gonna come up on the right. We still got a little bit more, a few hundred feet to go. It must be nice to be near this giant mountain or hillside. That gives you a lot of privacy. You got no neighbors. Okay, don't pass it. Yeah, it's this one right here. I just passed it. Let me back up. I was too busy blabbing and not paying attention. All right, we're here. See, you can see, look, I put the bag on top to keep it warm. Then you take the bag off and you grab the food. Let's go. Gosh, when I went to deliver the food to the door, I walked right into a whole bunch of cobwebs, and I could feel the cobwebs like tangling my legs, like touching my legs, and I could feel the cobwebs going around my arms. And I'm not afraid of bugs, so it's just like, well, whatever. And I was just kind of like grasping like this, like trying to pull the cobwebs, just tear them away from me. Now, if it had been like a black widow spider situation, I'd be more scared, because black widow spiders are poisonous. But and black widow spiders, you usually see it, the webs are real thick, so you see it right away. So this was not that situation. The other day I was taking a shower, and there was a huge cockroach inside of the shower. I guess it had climbed up from the drain, and the moment I turned on the shower, that cockroach went berserk, and it started going like 100 miles an hour in the shower, and I thought it was gonna climb up my leg. So I immediately jumped out of the shower, threw a towel on, ran over to the kitchen sink and grabbed a big old can of bug killer, and then I ran to the shower and I zapped it, because it was too big to smash, meaning if I tried to smash it, it would have been gross, meaning, you know what I mean, those bugs that are so big that they have like guts inside of them. So you can't crush it, it's just too nasty. So I had to spray it, and then it died. I had to wait till it stopped kicking, and then it died. Then I just wrapped it up in some toilet paper and threw it in the trash. So Yeah, that just reminded me of that when I got the spider web on me. Man, I'm just glad I'm not afraid of bugs. I know there's a lot of people that are afraid of bugs. I can't imagine how scary, how traumatic it would be for some people who have phobias about bugs. That like let's say you're laying in bed, all of a sudden a giant bug crawls across your face. That must really traumatize them. For me, I would just be like, I would flinch, of course, and I'd be like, and I just grab it and just throw it off. But it wouldn't be to the point where I would be traumatized. It would be more, just surprised. Would be the sensation, not traumatized. Time is currently 8:13 a.m. We've driven 19 miles currently. If you look at the money below, hopefully it's greater than 19 miles. I would think it would be based on how I normally doing this job at a rate of $1.65 per mile. So we should be at $30. My guess is we should be at about $30, somewhere in the 30s. I can't obviously see how much money we've made so far because I haven't added it up yet. So you guys obviously are seeing the numbers now. So you guys know the amount of money that we've made. But I like to give you my point of view from the miles because I don't know how much I made. And it's always fun for me to guess what the amount of money it is, and then you guys can see it. And I can see it when I watch the video, and I like to see how off I am when I'm reviewing the video for myself. So partially it's for you guys when I say the miles and me guessing. $8.18 for 8 miles. No. So yeah, I enjoy guessing and then seeing it in the video, and then hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. UberEats $4.39, 3.3 miles. No. Oh yeah, and then not that much. Oh, I saw somebody else making UberEats $2.96, 3.8 miles. No. $3.06, 3.8 miles. No. Double nose. $2.96, 3.8 miles. No. I thought they just sent that to me. That was a Lowe's. I thought they already sent it. Oh, I don't know. So I saw somebody else the other day, the Mad, is it the Mad Dasher? I was watching his video. He makes the fastest videos. They're on steroids. They're so high energy. They make mine look like we're just all taking a nap. His videos go so fast. But he had a scene with a Cybertruck in it too. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, maybe Cybertrucks are so commonplace now. So now the next time I see a Cybertruck, I'm not going to even tell you guys anymore. Because now I feel like there's nothing special about showing you those vehicles. So I'll wait until there's something more interesting. Because apparently, Cybertrucks are everywhere. They're rampant like the plague. So we won't be showing them. I was watching a movie this morning on Netflix called The Quick and the Dead with Sharon Stone. I have never seen that movie before, and of course it's old. But I was like, I need to watch this movie because apparently, it's obviously some sort of cult favorite, and I have never seen it. So I started to watch it, and I could not believe how many misogynist references there are just in the very beginning of the movie. It is really interesting how much movies have changed from the 1980s to now. It was just like unbelievable the things that were said in the beginning towards Sharon Stone. I was like, okay, I could understand like they want to like set the scene that it's like it's a man's world or whatever, but to have so many rapid fire moments come at her right at the very beginning, and for them to use all that language on her was just ridiculous. It was just like, it was so telling of that time period. It wasn't even funny, and I feel bad for Sharon Stone that she had to put up with that script that they made her have to do in that movie because it was ridiculous. All right, well, I'm here in the kitchen and I'm popping some popcorn. I got all my ingredients here ready. I got my olive oil, my Parmesan cheese. I got this white cheddar seasoning. And I'm taking a little bit of a break because I figure why the heck not? And look, you get to see me without my hat again. Isn't that exciting? All right, so this is the contraption that I got that does the popcorn. And then see, it has this little lid, and then it just makes it. So, and there's no oil or anything. So, and then I gotta wash it later on. And then I don't like to put any of the oil in it. I just take it and I dump it in a bowl. With one hand. With one hand, everybody. And that's it. And then I let it cool off. I don't want to put anything in it that's gonna ruin it. So I don't put any oil in there or it's gonna mess it up. And I just use this and I put the olive oil in here, and I got all that stuff in there, and then I'm ready to go. All right, that's it. It's time to eat popcorn. Well, we got our next one. It's 8:48, and yes, the popcorn was delicious. We're gonna be going to Target and also the tropical smoothie. We're gonna be getting $22.80 for 10.8 miles. Let's first head on over to Target and start that shopping list. So yeah, the popcorn turned out really good, and then I polished off the rest of the cookies in the kitchen because, like, why not? That finally gets rid of those darn cookies that I was so addicted to in the house. They were just this assortment of different flavored cookies from Walmart, and I don't know why, but they were just so good. I don't know what they're doing at Walmart to make their generic bakery section package of cookies taste so good. It's like there's like maybe 12 different flavors of cookies in there, and they're real tiny. There's like a strawberry one, a chocolate chip one, an all chocolate one. God, this truck is aggressive. Jesus, I thought he was gonna crash into me. I guess he thought he wasn't gonna make that turn, so he had to be real aggressive. That was too aggressive. Well, anyway, I'm not going to tell you all the different flavors of cookies, although they were really good. Oh, my Lord. That truck woke me up. I'm like, okay. Let's see what we're shopping for. Let me turn on the screen recorder, start recording, skip the countdown. 2 items. Some kind of granola. I don't know. Some type of granola, people. And then some type of yogurt. That's it. That's not hard at all. So let's go in and start shopping. While we're stuck in the car, we have a technical issue. The card for DoorDash did not work. So now I'm on the phone with the agent from DoorDash and trying to get it resolved because I had to use my own credit card to pay for the order. So it's taking a while because when I first contacted them, they said I had to confirm payment of the order. So I did that. And then once I did that, they closed out my chat with the agent. So I had to get a whole brand new agent and start it all over. And so now they're saying, I sent them the receipt and they said, let me go ahead and process the reimbursement. You will receive a confirmation email shortly. And I'm going to say, okay. And then I'm going to go to my email to see if I got anything yet. Nothing yet. This is just a total time waste. So there's nothing you can do. I mean, I could have just walked out, but I want that money, and I know they're good for reimbursing. And then okay, so they said thank you for reaching out for DoorDash. I'm just gonna say thank you, bye, thanks, bye, thanks, bye, and then close that out. And then let's see. Then it's gonna say, sure you want to end the chat. Wait, what did they say? They said, thank you for reaching DoorDash. That's all they said. They said, you'll receive an email shortly. Thank you for reaching DoorDash. So wait, now are they saying something else? Wait, I think they're typing something else. Bye for now. Okay, so we're done with them. End chat. How was the service? Thank you. It was great. Submit. Okay. So that's all done now. So now we got to go pick up the tropical smoothie. I don't know what happened with that situation, but yeah. And it looks like the order for tropical smoothie is pretty big, so that's going to be a challenge too. So this has been a real fun order. Just a real treat, I have to say, a real treat. All right, let's just go into tropical smoothie. So now we're almost there at tropical smoothie. It looks like a big order. It looks like 4 or 5 drinks I've got to pick up. I mean, it's a long list, and they all look like smoothies. So I hope I don't spill them. Let's do the best we can. Now we got to hope the door is unlocked. Challenge number 1. Let's hope the door is unlocked so we can go into the restaurant. Hello, picking up for Francisca. All right, so it's a very large order. Yeah, it's 5 smoothies and 2 bags of food. So yeah, it's gonna be a challenge to deliver it. We might have to make multiple trips. I might have to make multiple trips to deal with it. It's the first stop. It's 5 minutes from here, 2 miles. Let's just go and get this done. It's a real difficult one because the shopping turned into a nightmare, not just because the credit card didn't work. Oh no, not just because the credit card didn't work. It also became a nightmare because the self-checkout wasn't open yet, but they had a light on at the self-checkout, making it appear like the self-checkout was open. So I walked away from the regular checkout, and I would have been the next person in line. I walked away from the regular checkout lane, headed over to the self-checkout because that stupid light was on. And then when I got to the checkout, it was closed. They had it roped off that it was closed. So I went back as quickly as I could to the regular checkout, and 2 people got in front of me with large orders. So right there, I was like, okay, maintain your cool. Don't get upset. This is just something that just happened. These people are not to blame that they're suddenly in front of you with all this stuff that they have to check out with, you know, so just maintain your cool. So I maintained my cool. Then when they were finished checking out and getting out of there, an employee went over to the cashier and told that person that they were being relieved, that they had to go do training or something like that. So I had to wait until the change out occurred between the 2 employees. So that delayed me even further. And then my blood started to boil. And then started to get irritated. I'm like, okay, now I'm getting mad. And then, of course, the icing on the cake was when the credit card was declined. That was the icing on the cake. I'm like, well, that just does it. That just tops it all. That tells me this is a cursed delivery and nothing but bad things are going to happen going forward. So yeah, so here we are. After I talked to 2 people at customer support, finally got my reimbursement, and now we are finally on our way. I don't know if the yogurt is going to survive for as long as it's taken us to get going. So, but anyway, the largest order is the smoothie order. So that's the bread and butter of this order. So that's what we're going to drop off first. And it's going to be coming up pretty soon, in less than a minute. So I better pay attention because I don't want to miss it. Looks like it's in this business complex somewhere in this business complex. Let's see. I think it's going to be on the right. The navigation is not showing me exactly where the building is. So hopefully maybe they'll be waiting. It said hand it to me, so maybe they'll be waiting outside. Let's see. Is it this building? No, but I gotta go this way. Oh, it's over there. I see it. I see the number. Let's see if I can find a place to park. I'm sure there won't be any place to park at all. Let's see. Oh, look, here's a, no, that's not a parking space. Oh, here's one. Perfect. All right, let's park it. Hi, for Francisca.
There y'all go.
There you go. It's heavy.
Go.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So that wasn't bad at all. And the biggest thing that I was happy about, and this is something that is wouldn't make sense probably to anybody else who doesn't do delivery, but what made this not so bad was the drink holders were very solid. There was no flimsiness whatsoever to that drink holder. It was not gonna buckle. Now to anybody else you'd think like, oh well, whatever. But no, when you're delivering heavy smoothies, if you have any type of buckling going on with those drink holders, your drinks are going bye-bye. They're going right onto the floor. And that's the end of that delivery. So that is just how critical it is to have a solid drink holder. And I'm happy to report those drink holders were as solid as they come. There was no motion whatsoever with those drink holders. Oh, am I gonna make it? I think so. I made it, just barely. We're alive. Oh boy. All right, we're headed for the next one. 13 minutes away, 7.1 miles. It's leave at the door. Please leave on doorstep and don't ring the doorbell. Thank you so much. And it looks like it's a house. Let's go. I'm sure the active time for this one is gonna be long because I was sitting there for quite a while dealing with support, and then I was stuck in that long line at the register. So I'm guessing this is going to be, well, I did get everything really fast inside the store when I was shopping, and I did get the order from Tropical Smoothie really fast as well. So maybe it's only going to be 45 minutes. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking. I think when you get mad, everything blows up, and all of a sudden everything seems to be much more horrific than it actually is. Let me take a look though. I'm really curious. I want to know, when did we first accept this order? What time was it? It was 8:45. Okay, so it hasn't even been an hour yet. So in 15 minutes, 9:28 now. So in 15 minutes, it will be an hour. So, and it's going to take us 11 minutes. So it's going to be exactly an hour. So we're fine. We're getting $22 and some change for this. So it's well over $22 an hour. So I must calm myself. I have to calm myself down and tell myself, you know what, it's okay. We're still getting we got paid to be online talking to customer support. So we have to just chill out. Chill out and don't get too stressed about it. I just have to remind myself about that. Oh man, it just makes me mad. You know, we lost all that time for something so stupid. All right, let's keep going. You can see why this shopping Target order got attached to the smoothie order. The smoothie order was huge, and that has to be the order that was the huge part of this delivery as far as the money goes, because and the miles were really short, and they weren't even going in the same direction. So that told me that the order itself was paid for basically by the Tropical Smoothie order, and this tiny little Target order that we're having to drive super far for is an order that has no significant tip on it at all. It's a throwaway order that they had to figure out how to match it up with something. And since it was shopping, they knew they had all day to finally find a customer to attach this order onto, so that way it would make sense miles wise. So here we are. And if I would have known, you know what I would have done? I would have unassigned myself from the target order, and I would have just done the tropical smoothie one. But who knows what kind of antics DoorDash would pull if I tried to do that. They may just have split the tip into two equally even parts, and they would have pocketed the rest of the money. Because you know they're so sneaky. Who knows what they would have done? I'll show you the neighborhood here. You can see how pretty it is here. It's like a racetrack up here. It's just this road that just goes in a circle. So this is the original Anthem area, and then it has expanded even further out southwest of here, and it keeps on growing. I don't know what the limitations are for building out here in Vegas, because I think I read somewhere that the majority of land here in Nevada is owned by the federal government. It's not actually owned by Nevada or by a private party. So they can't get any more land to build on without permission of the federal government. They would basically have to be willing to sell some of the land. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future for building out here, because the prices are astronomically high. Just to get a little tiny house up here is in the 400s for a tiny little garbage house, throwaway little tiny, maybe 1,200 square foot tiny house, and you have to pay over $400,000 for that house, which is crazy. Because when I first moved here, you could, and that was 2010, you can get one of those little houses for under $100,000, which is, so it means it's over quadrupled already in the time I've been here. And that's bizarre. That doesn't even make sense. All right, we're almost there. We're about to turn into the community. Oh good, this person's turning too. I'm always worried there's gonna be a gate, and I always get happy when there's a car in front of me going the same direction I'm going. All right, we're here in the community. It's just this is a 55 and over area, and there's not much up here except an Albertson shopping center that's nearby. Everything else is just houses. I don't know if I've ever been in this particular block, so I think most of the houses I think all the houses are single story because it's 55 and over. And I think it's gonna be this house here on the left, the very first one. Let me make my left turn. Yeah, this is all seniors. Yeah, it's the house at the corner. I gotta watch out for this guy, this old man. I gotta turn this way because he's old, and I don't want to scare him when I make my maneuver. So I'm gonna do this and chase him away. All right, and then we are here. Let's do this. That is done. We got our money. I forgot to look to see who gave us the better tip. It showed, and I was just so ready to close out the order, I just shut it down. So we got our monies. That's what really matters, and that's all I really care about. We got our money, and we're done with that. And now I've got to turn on Uber again. Let me get that going, so we're multi-apping again. All right, we're back online here with Uber, and we're gonna make our way back home. It is 9:41 a.m. We have about an hour left in the shift, so that gives us the opportunity to do possibly one more. Albertsons, do some shopping for $6. I don't think so. Yeah, we have time possibly to do 1 to 2 more More likely it's going to be one more, just depending on my mood. I said, how I feel. $5.25 to do a little shopping? I don't think so. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to be... I'll have to just see what it is. And I got to get my... my mind adjusted so I'm not miffed about that whole card situation. Anytime I have to use my own money, I get cranky. I don't like to let that money go. I get real mad. I'm like, there goes my money. They better reimburse me. Let me check my email. Let me see if they sent me the email saying I've been reimbursed. I don't think they have. Nope. They still haven't sent any email. Usually the email is delayed. It's usually in the app when you go into your deliveries that you'll see it. Which of course I can't go into my deliveries right now because I am in the shift of that dash. So until I end that dash, it's not going to show me anything. At least I believe so. Let me take a look. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me look. I kind of remember last time I was looking and I had seen it. Let's see. What is today? Wednesday? No, it's not going to show me nothing. It doesn't even show me anything for Wednesday. Let's see. No, it's not showing me nothing. So I can't see it yet. So, but I'm sure I've never had a situation where they did not reimburse me. So I'm not going to worry about it. I know it's a coming. They got that. It's probably already there. Usually it's instant. Usually the moment that the customer support says that you've been reimbursed, the money automatically shows up in your earnings tab under reimbursements. So I ain't going to worry about it. I'm confident. If it ever happened just one time where they messed around and didn't give me my money, never again would I ever use my card. Never again. Let me tell you. You just got to burn me one time and that is it. You can just forget it. I would never use my card again. In fact, I think a lot of people for that reason don't do shop and delivers. Not because they got burned, but because they don't like the stress of worrying about whether or not the card is going to go through or not. It's just too stressful for them. It's funny how everybody's different. Some people just are more anxious than others. So, I mean, I have my things that I won't do. Like I won't go to that Giuseppe's, that bar and grill, because it's always so smoky in there and that's not healthy for me. And it makes my clothes smell like cigarettes. So I don't care how much money they put on the offer. I'll never go in there. I've been in there a total, I think about 5 times, and then it just dawned on me one day. I was like, why am I subjecting myself to this kind of situation when I don't have to? I just was doing it just because it met my metrics, and I was trying to block out the after effects of going into a smoky bar. And then I just realized this is a bunch of baloney. I don't have to be putting up with this. So they're banned from my itinerary of things that I'll do. Well, we're almost back to the base. It is currently 9:50 a.m. We've driven 36.2 miles, and the temperature is currently 85 degrees. And yeah, it's quiet right now. So far, the only orders that have come in have been, $3 orders and $4 orders. Nothing significant. Oh, don't rear end that guy. $7.47 for 7 miles to do shopping. No. Yeah, it's been, it's quieted down now, which I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad, people. Oh, don't crash. I'm kind of glad it's slowing down, because if I end up getting home, I am not going to, something's coming in. Oh, God. $7.50 from DoorDash for 6.5 miles. That's a no. Oh, I'm going to hit a pothole. Great. I'm going to just add to my suffering today. Yeah, maybe if I get home, I'll just turn the app off. I don't know. Or I'll pause it for a second and reset myself. I don't know. We've got an hour left in the shift. That's not a lot of time. That's enough for one more, maybe 2 at the most. So I don't know what's going to happen, folks. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm trying to think of a title for this video. I'm gonna be like, DoorDash is worthless. DoorDash can rot. I don't know. DoorDash ruined my day. DoorDash shop and pay is the worst. Oh, I'm gonna have to blow through this light. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I had to blow through this light to make up for my bad day. Oh, God. I think we got one here. Actually, it's borderline. I'm accepting it. I don't even know if I took a screen capture of it.
Head to your pickup at Lunchbox.
Oh, dear. Did I even take a screen capture of it? I did. Okay, we're good. Making a U-turn, and we're heading off to Munchbox. We're gonna get $6.50 for 3.9 miles. Let's head on over to Munchbox. Okay, we're back in the Munchbox shopping center. Traffic's building up a little bit more. It's getting busier for sure. Let's see if I can safely make this turn. And make a right here. It's gonna be on the right next to the subway. You can't see anything. I'm angling it up. I'm phoning it in, everybody. Oh, the parking's really bad right now. I'm gonna have to park a little bit of ways. That's not normal. I'll park over by the Greek restaurant and then walk. All right, well, here comes the parking spot. And we are parked then. We are parked. Let's go in. Ready. Okay, we're gonna be going to a house 10 minutes from here. 3.3 miles. Don't ring the bell. Leave on the front porch, please. Let's go. Oh wow, they started putting up the 4th of July fireworks stands. I can't believe 4th of July is almost here already again. Boy, it comes so fast. Man. And then they usually start lighting up the fireworks, 4th of July. Of course, this is Vegas, so fireworks are everywhere. And they have them over, of course, on the Strip. And I think just about every major local casino will launch some sort of fireworks on the 4th of July. So that's always kind of fun, I guess. It's not as crazy here as you would think. I can't believe when I once went to Tennessee, and I could not believe the crazy types of fireworks that they sold in Tennessee, not just on the 4th of July, but year round. It was unbelievable. I'm like, wow, it's amazing how every state in this country is like its own little province, and every single one of them has their own laws and rules and culture. They're also very different from each other. The only times they're ever kind of similar, and I don't mean exactly similar, is if you go East Coast to the Midwest. Like everything on the East Coast, kind of similar. I don't want to say totally similar, but kind of similar. Everything on the West Coast, kind of similar. The Midwest, kind of similar, and in the South, kind of similar. But if you really look closely, or actually if you don't even look closely, they're very different too. But they have their commonalities because because they're just so close to each other. So people tend to move from state to state. So the culture historically kind of melds a little bit, with each other. So that's the crazy part of the United States, is that it's different depending on whatever region you happen to go into. And then of course, every state has its own different kind of rules and regulations. Remember when I went to Houston, Texas, I could not believe that they had no regular street lights there. You know, the kind that you've been seeing in my videos where there's like a metal pole and there's a street light and it looks like it's very safe. They don't have that when I was in Houston. Just about every light I saw was just hanging on a string, swinging back and forth. And I was like, I thought, are these temporary? Are they going to be putting in like the permanent traffic lights later on? And they told me, oh no, that's just the way the lights always are. And I thought, wow. I said, talk about a literal shoestring budget. They put their traffic lights on shoestrings and they just dangle there in the wind. Just crazy to me. All right, well, right now we're on St. Rose Parkway, headed to the drop-off. We got 2 more minutes to go, 1.1 miles. And the traffic so far on St. Rose Parkway has been pretty light, so it hasn't been that much of a big deal. The previous street I was on, the traffic was not so great, so it was kind of crawling a little bit, but it's been going okay. They're doing a lot of building over here. I don't know what the heck is going on. It says chicken and pickle, but that cannot just be a chicken and pickle place. There's got to be more to it, from what I can tell, because the thing they're building looks humongous. It looks like a sports complex. I think they're building a sports complex there. I think that there's a chicken and pickle that's going to be inside the sports complex, because it's just too massive, whatever they're building there. It's right across. It's going to be right across the way from the Costco, whatever it is, and it looks definitely industrial and not industrial like for businesses. It looks like it's something for like for sporting events is what it's starting to look like as it's taking shape. All right, we're almost there, and we turn it to the neighborhood. All right, we're in the neighborhood. I don't know if you can see anything worth seeing here. We got a wall on the right with pine trees. Nothing to talk about there. And then, here come some houses. We have some houses here on the right. They're very below average to average looking. I don't see anything special about them. There's a car decided to suddenly back up as I'm headed down the road, and I had to slow down and brake for them as they lunged out. It's going to be coming up on the right here in a few hundred feet. It's going to be not this set of houses you see here on the right. It's going to be after this side street. It's going to be the first or second house. Let's see. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. Okay, great. Let's drop it off. All right, it's now 10:09. We have the potential to do one more. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have, do we have time to do one more? Let's see. If one comes in the next 5 minutes, then we'll take it. But after the next 5 minutes, no. After that, we're done, and we're gonna go, because I'm tired, and I haven't quite shaken off that Target tropical smoothie experience. So I'm like, nah, go home and just relax. This is not supposed to feel like a job. This is supposed to feel like a fun activity, and we're not having fun by any stretch of the imagination. Not after that Target situation. Oh no. We are not having fun today, folks. We are not happy about that situation. Not at all. We should not have to deal with credit cards that don't go through. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for the credit. Oh, let me show you. Maybe I can show you this complex that they're building. Let me see if I can show you. I don't think you're gonna be able to see. I mean, you'll be able to see it on the turn, but just briefly for a second. It almost looks like an airplane hangar. $4.38 for 2 miles. No, it almost looks like a, yeah. Like, okay, it has like an outdoor area. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's a white building. Oh, here comes a fire truck. It's a white building that looks like it has indoor and outdoor seating. Then there's like this thing in front of it that looks like an airplane hangar because it has like a, oh, maybe I can show it to you. Can you see it? It's coming up. You see it? I don't know how to describe it. See, you just saw it for a second. The only sign that I see says chicken and pickle. And they said it's a restaurant. Someone said it's a restaurant and they also have pickleball courts. But those pickleball courts must be really big because the land that it's taking up is very large. It's a lot of land. Maybe the chicken and pickle is just one of the businesses that are going to be there on that property. Maybe there's multiple things that are going to be there. I don't know. I guess time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see what when it's all said and done. Then we'll know what it is. We got just 2 minutes left until somebody sends us something good. If not, we are done. And then we're just going to do the wrap up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be there. Just wait and see. Yeah, that Target thing just put me in a bad mood. So nothing really bad happened, of course, because I knew how to manage it. I was just sort of like, it was the culmination of all those things that were happening with those two people in their carts that got in front of me, and then the changeover with the cashier. It just went from being a real quick shopping experience, and I got stuck, and I felt like it was partially my fault for not realizing that the self-checkouts were closed, and I should have just stayed in line. I just got tricked by the light that was on at the self-checkout. Like, I could see it in the distance, but not until I walked around did I see the barricade, showing that the self-checkout is closed. But I knew the self-checkout was closed because it doesn't open till 10. So that's what was conflicted. I was conflicted. I'm like, they don't open till 10, the self-checkout. But why is the light on for the self-checkout? The glowing light that says it's open. So I got bamboozled. And then I felt stupid. I felt stupid that I didn't go with my first instinct and just stay in line. And then, and so that would have saved me some time. But it wouldn't have saved me from the evil of the credit card, of the DoorDash credit card. I would have still gotten stuck with that. So all in all, the only amount of time I lost was probably a grand total of about 5 to 7 minutes of time I lost. But I guess that's enough to change the mindset, to make you go from happy to mad. It only takes about 5 minutes, and then that's it. And there's no recovery. The chemicals in the brain that that are shooting into the neurons when you're mad. Now you got to go through the whole process of de-stressing and cleaning out those neurons in the brain that are now angry and filled with the chemical to want to punch somebody's lights out. They should have they should do that at the eggs to Target. They should have little punching bags. They said, "Are you stressed? Take your stress out on these." Can you imagine how many customers would be punching those punching bags if they had such a thing at the exit to Target? Because everybody's pissed off for whatever reason, and they would just beat the hell out of it. That reminds me, as a kid, did you ever have those that blow up clown punching bag? It was like it was almost, well, for a kid it was life size because it was as tall as a child. But you would blow it up and it have a weight at the bottom and it had a clown on it. And you would punch it. It was like a children's punchy bag, but instead of it being like like for a boxer, it was just one of those ones that you punch it and it would fall over and then it would come back up. Man, we had it as a kid. We would punch the hell out of that punchy bag. We would even pick it up and we would fling it across the room, because it has a weight at the bottom. So you pick it up and you'd launch it because the bottom was so heavy. When you picked it up and threw it, it would fly really far across the room because of that weight at the bottom. So I just remember that was a good memory. We had good times with that punchy bag. Okay, everybody, I've turned off the app, so we are shutting down. I'm curious though. I want to know how much. What was I? Oh, the reimbursement. I want to know if I make sure I got my reimbursement. Let's see here. Where would it be? Where would reimbursements be? I still don't see it. I see Target. It doesn't show me which person. Let's see, the Target one they tipped. Oh, it was the Target one. Oh no, it doesn't. No, it was not. It still doesn't tell me. I don't know who tipped me the most. Oh no, here it is. Target, they tipped me $5, and the tropical smoothie they tipped me $11.30. Okay, so the Target one was still not horrific. It was $5. And the tropical smoothie one was the $11.30, so that was good. But I don't see the reimbursement, so I don't know. Maybe it's stuck. Maybe I don't understand why it's not in here. Normally it's in right away under reimbursements. I'll look closer a little later, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right place for it. Maybe. All right. Well, anyway, back to the numbers. Let's look at the numbers. Here's the total. Here you can see the miles that we drove and miles per gallon, all that stuff. And then down below you can see all the customer ratings, and you can see total lifetime deliveries that we've done and all that good stuff. So take a look and see how good we did. And then that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a good time watching me do the deliveries. Please like and subscribe. And we'll see you again on the next one. All right, take care. Bye for now.